OMG Nation, before I get into today's Wrestling Road story, that's right, today's episode, Wrestling Road story, I want to tell you about something that happened at my house. Bring you through the front door and let you know some of the things that go on in my place with my son and how he gets me in trouble. The other day, I don't even know what in the world or why in the world he decided to say this, but Mrs. OMG comes walking by, and out of the blue, OMG Jr. looks at her and says, "Wow, you got a chubby butt." This was my reaction. Let me tell you something. If this ever happens to you, a word of advice, don't react that way. Because I got in trouble. It was like I said it. And I didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't say it. I didn't put him up to it or anything. It just popped out of his mouth. What am I supposed to do? Not laugh? It was hysterical. It was funny. It caught me off guard. Oh my gosh. And it didn't end there. So he asked me if he could send a message. Let me turn this up right here. He asked me if he could send a message to his mom. And he sent a voicemail message. A voice text message, sorry. And this is what he said. Hold on.
Hello, chubby butt. I'll be having a great day, chubby boy.
Guess who got in trouble? It was me. Oh my gosh. Whoo. Let's hear it again.
Hello, chubby butt. I'll be having a great day, chubby boy.
Look, I know what you're thinking. All right, have you lost your mind? She does not watch my videos at all. No one in her family watches my videos. No one that she knows watches my videos. I've put out close to 300 videos, and she's maybe watched 3 of them. Just because Junior wants her to watch it or something with him. Or she comes in there and she's talking to me while I'm editing, and I'm finishing up the final rough draft of the video or something. Anyways, let's get to the Wrestling Road story. I'm going to tell you a Wrestling Road story about Curt Hennig, Mr. Perfect in WWF. This story was told directly to me from Curt Hennig himself when he was in TNA and I was in TNA. And I don't even know exactly what brought it up, but we were just chit-chatting. And he said, "Oh, let me tell you this story." And I was like, cool. Shoot, I want to hear this story. Hang tight. Okay, I had to put my phone up. It was starting to wear on me having a phone and a camera in my pocket. So Curt Hennig, we're sitting there, and he said, "Let me tell you this story about when I was in WCW." And I don't remember what year this was. He told me, and he even told me who was in the ring, but that really doesn't even matter too much because I can't remember who was in the ring. It's just the story itself. And this story has probably been told by other people, but I'm going to tell you what Curt Hennig himself told me. So, first-hand knowledge, I guess, is what you would call that. There was a match that was supposed to... What is that, rain? I thought I was getting pooped on. This rainwater hit me right in the eye. Yeah, it's raining. So there was a match. It's fitting for this story. there was a match going on in the ring. Well, before that match happened, they did some things, and I believe Curt told me that this match was like maybe 3 or 4 on the card. Well, Curt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, the Ultimate Warrior, and what was Scott's last? Scott Norton. Scott Norton were all under the ring because when a certain match was supposed to be in the ring, they were going to come out from underneath the ring and attack the guys that were in the ring. Well, Curt Hennig told me that. What the heck? I don't know what the heck that was. Curt Hennig told me, come on, man. Can we not do that? Curt Hennig told me that before they went out to the ring. All right, I'm gonna have to switch spots. Curt Hennig told me before, and I'm going to try to give you the best description of how I remember this conversation between Curt Hennig and myself. He said, before we went out and got underneath the ring, I was sitting there and I went, oh man, my stomach doesn't feel good. And I can't remember exactly if he said that he felt like it was something that he ate, or that he just felt like that, man, you know, I've got that feeling like I need to go, and I don't right now, but man, I wish I could right now. But he was just kind of saying, my stomach feels weird. So he said they get under the ring, and halfway through the first match, now remember, he's supposed to come out at like the 3rd or 4th match, or I can't remember if it was the main event or something. So he's going to be under the ring for a long time with Scott Norton and the Ultimate Warrior. Those are that's a lot of beef underneath that ring. Curt Hennig's a big dude himself too. And so he said after that first match that he was like, ooh, oh my gosh, I gotta poop. He's like, man, I gotta go to the bathroom really bad. And Scott Norton and Warrior were going, all right, dude, just hang in there, man. You know, our time's almost coming up. And he said, he's going, oh, guys, I'm about to poop my pants. And he just keeps telling them, I really got to go. He said they all kind of start laughing. And they're kind of laughing at him because he's got to go to the bathroom, and they know it's going to be a while before they come out from underneath the ring, do their thing in the ring, and then make it back to the behind the curtain. And he's got a lot of moving. And he said he's sitting there, he's squeezing his cheeks. He's going, oh, and they're laughing at him. He said, so about that time, he said, me being me, I just said, all right, guys, I'm gonna have to go, and I'm gonna have to go now. And they're looking at him, they're like, what? And he starts looking around, and he sees a bucket under the ring. It was a bucket that they were throwing, I don't know, turnbuckles in or something, and just hardware from underneath, from the ring, or tools or something. But he said it's just like a little 5-gallon bucket just placed under the ring. He said he's looking around, and there was an old rag. And he said it was a pretty good size, like a hand towel size rag. Well, jeez Louise, this is funny just to hear him say it. And he said, now remember, I'm under the ring. And he said, I decide I have to go. He said, so I'm trying to maneuver this bucket. He's trying to maneuver the bucket. He's pulled down his drawers. He's trying to put his booty against the bucket so he doesn't miss the bucket. He said Warrior and Norton are dying laughing at this point. Like he said, it's difficult for them or himself, because he said he's kind of laughing too, but he was also, you know, like, oh yeah, well, I'll show you to those guys. He said at this point, everybody's trying to be quiet because no one's supposed to know they're underneath the ring. And Hennig said, and it just came out. Whoosh! He said, Imagine the sound. Now, this is what he told me. Imagine the sound. I should have put a disclaimer on this video. Of you holding a plastic bucket and someone taking a tennis ball or a baseball and throwing it in that bucket. It goes, doom. He said, that's what it sounded like, brother. And so he's telling me this story like I'm laughing now. I'm laughing then, but I have tears coming out of my eyes. I'm laughing so hard then. Well, he said he starts taking the towel and he's cleaning himself up. And then he just takes that towel and throws it in the bucket. He said by this time, the stench under the ring is almost unbearable. And he said that Warrior and Norton were under there going, oh my gosh, it smells so bad. And then he said all of a sudden, he could hear people at ringside going, oh my gosh, what is that smell? And people were saying, I smell poop, you know. And he said he heard one of the guys in the ring saying, somebody crapped in the crowd. So he said everybody is stinking. It's just stinking up, just so terrible. And I believe when this happened, that the match that they were supposed to be a part of just started or just came to the ring or just started or whatever. So he said he's all cleaned up and he said it smells awful. He said Warrior's about to vomit. He said they're both dry heaving down there going and then he said the guys in the ring, he said he heard one of them go, oh gosh, what is that? Something reeks. And he said he could tell it was the guys in the ring because the voice was coming straight down. The voice was coming straight down at him. He said then all of a sudden whatever was supposed to happen, happened. And they come busting out from underneath the ring. They come up in the ring and they're fighting everybody. He said that people are dry heaving and puking on the side of the ring in the crowd. You know, like I said, I don't remember. I really wish I could remember which match this was because I would go back and just try to watch the crowd reaction. If somebody is able to find out what match that was, Ultimate Warrior under the ring, Scott Norton under the ring, and Curt Hennig under the ring, and they came out and demolished somebody. Well, I'd love to see the crowd reaction. I'd love to see the guys in the ring because Hennig said the first thing that he said is when he came up in the ring, somebody that he's fighting with and laying the boots to or something, somehow or another said, in the ring, said, somebody crapped themselves. He said, it was me. I crapped in a bucket under the ring. And the guy goes, oh, you're nasty. And he said he just starts wailing on him. And then they roll out of the ring or get out of the ring and do whatever it is they're supposed to do. He said he come back through the curtain and instantly the guys in the ring are telling everybody. And so Hennig said people are coming to us, did you really just crap in the ring? He goes, yeah, you need to get somebody out there to clean that bucket. There's a bucket full of poop out there underneath the ring and a dirty old poopy rag. You need to get somebody to clean it up. All right. Oh my gosh. I really should have put a disclaimer on this video. But that's how the story was told to me. I believe him. I've heard bits. I've heard the same story told by others, and it's very similar to what he told me. And, you know... from the time that and it was a brief time that I kind of got to know him and did stuff with him in the ring, you know, we did things where we were part of the black shirt security team at that point, and we'd run in the ring and Hennig would, you know, bump us around and do things like that. It was right before they started, you know, trying to make a tag team out of Chris and I for black shirt security. And, man, he had a ton of stories that he told me, but that was probably the best one. That was probably the funniest one. And you guys remind me to tell you my Road Warrior story one day as well. And what the heck was that guy's name from Survivor? That little skinny dude. Johnny Fairplay or something like that. I got a good story about him too. But anyways, I appreciate you watching today's episode. If you're new to this channel and you just happen to watch it because you saw Curt Hennig, I'm sure I'll put something about Curt Hennig inside of the description. My name's Ryan. I am a former professional wrestler of about 16 years, 15 and a half, 16, somewhere around in there. I wrestled some night-to-night stuff for WWE. I was under contract for a few years for TNA Wrestling, and then due to a injury, it was difficult for me to come back, and I had to recover. So after that, I took some time off, and I used to be in a tag team, and I decided I was going to, because my partner decided he was going to retire, I decided that I was going to be a singles wrestler, so I had to kind of relearn everything again, which was probably the best thing in the world for me, because singles wrestling is where I had the most fun. I loved it. I was able to put more of me inside of my character, which was fantastic and a lot of fun. On this channel, I do motorcycle gear reviews, motorcycle reviews. I just kind of give you all things motorcycle, and every now and then I sprinkle in other stuff that's just moto sports in general. You know, you might see me bring a car onto the show, or I've got an idea of a couple other things I want to bring onto the channel. But hit the like button. Please consider subscribing. And OMG Nation, keep it old school. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Stall.
So guys, if you haven't watched the focus, then that won't be.
Say bye, Harley.
Bye, Harley.
Oh, this is recorded, by the way.
I didn't think it wasn't recorded.
Okay.